very many, or rather quite often, we say the Lord's Prayer. But there is that part which says, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. We just recite it. We recite it. But to practice it is very difficult. Let us dive in now. Who is this Rwakasisi? On the 30th day of June in 1988, in the court of Uganda, Honourable at Mbarara town, in the western Uganda, there was a court trying Rwakasisi. The judge entered the court at 10 o'clock in the morning and started reading the judgment up to 8:30 in the night. Those are solid and half 8 hours. 8 and a half hours. At 8:30, he removed his white wig and put on a black hood. He stood up and the whole court stood up and he said, I'm going to pronounce a death sentence. A prayer was said. I did not hear much of it, but I got the tail end where they said, may his soul rest in peace. I have been praying this prayer, burying very many people. Little wonder did I know that it will be said in my presence. May his soul rest in peace. The judge resumed his seat and then said, Chris Rwakasisi, for what you did, I hereby sentence you to suffer death by hanging until you die. People wept, others clapped. You are going to suffer death by hanging until you die. That was on 30th June in the year 1988, after spending 3 years on remand. Psalm 118, verse 17 and 18, he says, I shall not die, but live and testify what the Lord has done for me. Verse 18 says, although the Lord has punished me severely, but has not let me over to death. Here I am, Your Excellency, testifying the love of Jesus. Unfortunately, Judge Justice Mukanza died long ago. May his soul rest in peace. Although he did one thing, he sent my lawyer, said, go and tell Chris that I'm very sorry, but my hands were tied, and I forgive him. You have heard, I stayed here for 8 years, and then went to Tanzania 79, joined the fighting forces, and here we are in Uganda. We went for elections. I stood in a constituency and I was elected in Parliament. While on the campaign, because I was moving with President Obote everywhere, Obote loved me. Obote trusted me. And I returned the favor. After elections, because he had told everybody that I was going to be his prime minister. But after elections, when he called me to go to his office, he told me that a friend of his, not the old friend of his, Paulo Mwanga, that he was campaigning to have Otema Alimadi to be the Prime Minister. So he asked me, what do I do? I said, please, do as Mwanga wants. Then he pulled out the sheet of paper where he had written all the ministries. He said, now pick up one from here. And I told him, no, sir, I can't pick for myself, pick for me. Then he said, but I want you to be in my office. But if I say you are Minister of State, people would think you are a junior minister. On the other hand, if I say you are a minister without portfolio, the Baganda here would say, Minister Taina Murimu, that is minister without a job. On the other hand, if I say you are Minister for Presidency, people would think you are running my errand. And now, what do I do? I said, do what you want. So he coined up ministry, State Minister, Office of the President. Not Minister of State, but State Minister, Office of the President, which set me to be de facto his assistant. And we worked. He gave me all unlimited powers. I want to correct someone who introduced me that I was Minister of Defense. No, I was almost the Minister of everything. My office was just adjacent to the President, and every minute the Secretary will come. Honourable Minister, His Excellency wants you. Honourable Minister, the Excellency calling you. Honourable Minister, Honourable Minister. I was Honourable, my sisters calling me Honourable, brothers, Honourable, friends, Honourable, until I forgot that my name was Chris Rwakasisi. I thought I was Honourable.